What's up, YouTube? It's me again, and I'm just gonna say right now, if he picked these books out of a hat, he really got real lucky. So the first one here is The Magic of Thinking Big. Was it worth the read? I'm gonna tell you right now, it was a very easy read. If you can see right now, it's quite an amount of pages. It's 362 pages, and it's done by David Schwartz, PhD. I don't know what kind of PhD he is. Eh. If you pick up this book, I think that it was a really good book. It was the first book that I started off with, and if you're new to personal development, this is quite a good way to start. It introduces the concept of goal setting, positive thinking, building your mindset, building your confidence, developing positive habits that help to push you in the direction in which you want to go to in a more concise way. And it gives hard evidence as to what works and what doesn't. That's what I really, really like about this book. And I think he does a lot of case studies, and it's almost like a textbook in the sense that some of the parts of the book he has like questions for you to fill out and to do a lot of self-reflection. I'm going to say that some of the self-reflection is going to be quite hard for some people just because it asks questions about your personal way of thinking that might be considered quite normal in certain circles. It's normal to think, act, and behave in this way, but he definitely makes a great distinct connection between thinking a certain way and it being a direct or having a direct effect and connection on your level of success. And these habitual ways of thinking, I think a lot of us have to some degree if we want to be honest with ourselves, but uh, that I think should be a little bit more spoken about in this book. Like, if you want to be honest with yourself and the way that you think, and how it affects your overall success level, you are going to be way more successful than if you're going to be like, oh no, I'm such a perfect person. I don't do these things. And then that's a big fat lie. So I think in this book, he actually recommends that you ask someone that you trust to evaluate you and to, give you some feedback as to, is this, am I this way? Do I do these things? And I'm just going to read up a couple of the questions, some of the self reflection questions that are in the book. Do you spread rumors about people? Do I always have good things to say about others? Do I like to hear reports of scandal? Do I judge others? I mean, do I judge others only on the basis of facts? I like the one about judging, talking about others. Do I like a good scandal? Because if you're from my generation or the generation before, like 14 to 25, um, 30 to up, I belong to the 30 plus group, 30, 50 age group. I think we grew up a lot on pop culture. Pop culture is fed a lot on scandal. I'm just saying, we like to follow our celebrities' personal lives, what they're doing, who's Kanye dating, what did Cardi B say, and that falls into the category of scandal. It's not just local scandal; it is also international, and the people that we glorify and idealize in the media. Did I say that correctly? Okay, guess I did. Do I encourage others to bring their rumors to me? Do I proceed my conversation with don't tell anybody? Do I keep confidential information confidential? Do I feel guilty about what I say concerning other people? Um, so then he gives a list of the things that we have to do to kind of cleanse our environment. This for me was very, very powerful because I feel like some of the time I am a little bit apprehensive in taking ownership of how my environment looks, who is around, what I do with my time, and um, really investing in beautifying my spaces. So do be environment conscious. Don't let suppressive forces, negative people make you think defeat. Don't let small thinking people hold you back. Get your advice from people who have the things from successful people. Get plenty of psychological sunshine. I particularly love this because if you're feeling down and depressed, I know it's very tempting to be around people who think and act the same way as you're feeling in that moment. And what you really want to do is to be able to be around people who are lifting you up, not blowing smoke up you or like encouraging you to do things that are beyond your capability, which is another thing that they talk about in this book. Like, this is not some rah rah foo foo encouraging you to go beyond your capability, although you are capable of much more than you think you are. I think a lot of the times, based on what I've discovered from this book and the others from the book list, is that we underestimate our ability and overestimate what it takes to get the things done that we say that we want. And that's mainly because we don't actually allow ourselves to want the things that we want because of things like poisoning from our environment, not listening to the right people, not wanting to go first class, which are the last 2 points from this list of the things of thinking big. All in all, it was a really great reminder of doing more positive things and being more intentional with my thinking and setting the foundation for that positive thinking from the beginning of my day to closing off my day and being able to do that before I go to bed at night. Once I was able to have that reminder and put this book down and let that sink in, I was so ready for the next book. And that's going to be our next book that we're going to be talking about in the next one. So I'll see you soon. Don't miss out.